Because this black girl have something to say, black girl say something here. And I just wanted to pop in because y'all know, here's the thing, just being a woman is such a funny thing to be. Being a black woman, more specifically. But I don't know if I told y'all I had to deny an offer. But anywho, if you want more on that, that is on Patreon. And while I've been getting a lot of denial emails lately, let's just say I'm resourceful in such a way that I create spaces and I know how to create what it is that I want to do. And I've said to y'all before that you got to speak what you seek until you see what you said. And so I'm in a different space. I'm creating opportunities for myself because opportunity is not going to come knocking. I have to go kick the door in. With that being said, not only did I have the most interesting week that I'm literally recording this episode of the podcast on a Sunday because Friday just got away from me. Then I started my period. Like it was a whole thing. I woke up the morning with it on, and the day before, I felt like life wasn't worth living. And boom, the next day is my period. So there's that. Just being a woman is like such one of those things. And it was interesting because Saturday we stayed in, it was a rainy day, and my son came and he gave me a hug and he's like, Mommy, how you feeling? And I'm like, I'll be okay. But I just started my period. And he was like, oh, okay. He was like, do you want me to make you some tea? And I was like, actually, yes, please. And he was like, what kind? And I have a little tea station in the kitchen. So I was like, some green tea. He's like, do you want honey in it? And it just warms my heart to know that he's empathetic enough to see that I'm not just his mom, but I am just a girl. And so it was one of those aha life lesson moments where I was like, yeah, he'll be able to see me not just as his mom, but as someone who has feelings, as someone who's not always okay, as someone who, and then it got even further because he was like, did you want something to eat? Do you want me to make you a waffle? And I was like, yeah. He's like, do you want some sausage? And we didn't have any sausage, but he made me a waffle in the air fryer, a blueberry waffle, and brought that to me with the tea. So that was really sweet of him. That was on Saturday. Sunday we stayed in. But Saturday evening we watched some movies and we talked and we just enjoyed each other's company. Because the reality is while I want to be out and taking my kids here, there, and everywhere into the water parks and everything, the funds is tight. And so I got to make do, and I've worked so diligently over these last 4 years making this home comfortable, making it safe, being reliable, being consistent, showing up at all costs, holding space for them to say how they feel and for them to feel safe, right? But with that being said, I just wanted to pop in and share that with y'all. Don't forget, oh, y'all know what else I wanted to share with y'all? So, July 1st, Black Girl Say Something will be 3 years old. And I'm like, what? It's been 3 years of me saying something and y'all tuning in and y'all listening. Um, I'm looking at being added to 2 more podcast streams. So when I announce that, because I like to say wherever you listen to podcasts, but I posted a video on TikTok and on YouTube asking people to tell me where else do they listen to podcasts besides the ones that I named, which would be um, the ones listed on my website for Black Girl Say Something, the podcast. So they named a few that I'm not on. So I'm like, okay, we're going to put the podcast on there leading up to the anniversary. So I could be like, wherever you listen to podcasts, essentially. But be sure to subscribe to our YouTube if something was said that resonated with you, or if any of the other episodes resonated with you. The way that you can support is just share them with one additional person. I was considering, I was having the feeling of, going down to only posting an episode once a month. And I said, you know what? I actually do like having something to say every Friday. It's not costing me anything extra, but it's also not making me any money. But it is something that I enjoy doing because the reality is, while you all, the listeners, do listen to these episodes, I myself listen to these episodes. My future self listens to my past self, and it's kind of like a hey, girl, we're doing okay. We're here. We've moved on past that. We've gotten to this level. Subscribe to our Patreon. We've been posting more regularly over there. Sometimes I feel like there's so much more to say, and so on the the subscriber side, I do say where this black girl has even more to say, and I do say even more over there. But with that being said, I appreciate the support. I appreciate all of you who tune in, who follow up, who check up, who subscribe to the YouTube, like us on Facebook, subscribe on Patreon, follow us on TikTok, and just interacting with the links in the description of the episode, because of course that is what pushes everything out, right? And I also want to let y'all know Top Notch Eyewear is having a 55% off sunglasses sale. That and that's when you use promo code FUNINSUN. And that's at topnotcheyes.com. The link for that will also be in the description of this episode. Remember, Black Girls Say Something airs an episode every Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for exclusive podcast episodes and story times, you can always subscribe over on Patreon. Thank you for listening.